Hello everybody, and thank you for tuning in to the Lone Road Ranger channel. I'm Ranger Jack, and I'm really excited about today's presentation. It's about Altamont, Kansas. If any of you have ever been there, you'll see it's a nice little town. I went to school here for 1 year back in 1965, and I really liked it. Now I got a chance to go back and see it again for the first time in a long time. Let me know what you think of it. I think you'll find it real interesting.
We're on Hudson Avenue, which is Main Street in Altamont, Kansas. Just gonna walk down here a little ways and give you a little bit of flavor about the city. It's got wide main streets, just like a lot of the old towns did. And I found out that that's why, the reason for making them so wide is so a horse and trailer team could turn around in the middle of the road without having to back up or go around the block or something like that. Here we are at Brian's Barbershop, Becky's Beauty Shop, and they got a fitness center in there too. So they're making good use of the room. New Life Furniture and more. That would be an interesting place to go into. And there's the big sign right there. Well, they got a lot of stuff in there. Wow, that's pretty neat. That was a hardware store, I guess, at one time, it looks like. And just like many small towns, Altamont is starting to deteriorate a little bit, unfortunately. They're doing their best to keep their head above water, but it looks like maybe, it's hard to do at this state. Here's this K-State Research and Extension Wildcat District. My aunt, who has been deceased for many years, she worked for this company back when she was just out of high school, which was around 1930, somewhere in that there. So this thing has been around a long time. Altamont Builder Supply. I heard they had a lumber yard here, but I wasn't sure exactly where it was. Altamont Police Department. Got a nice building here. Let's see if they're open. I can't imagine they'd be closed. Yeah, they're closed. So they don't allow crime here when the police department is closed or after hours. I just left this place here. It's a city hall and library. And I met a lady by the name of Marilyn Nelson. It's very nice. Loaned me a book about the history of Altamont. So I'm going to go through that and see what I can find. But I'm also going to do a guest lecture, I guess you would say, about my book on September 25th. So you can all look forward to that. Big deal, right? This is the other side of Houston Street, which is the main street in Altamont. They got a lot of neat businesses over here. Full detail, headlights restoration, ceramic coating. Hello, is this your business? Yeah. Hey. There was a catering company at one time right here. It's just a crying shame that little towns like this their businesses are disappearing, and therefore the town. And when I went to school over here, I mean, this town was bustling. Just bustling. And I'm sure there's businesses that are still doing that, but it looks like they're struggling a little bit, and I really hate to see that. Well, here is the Altamont Fire Department, and it says Mount Pleasant. And I think that's a district that Altamont is located in. Established in 1884. That's going back a ways, folks. Quite a ways. Anyway, it looks like it's pretty modern nowadays. Here is the local swimming pool. It's still open. Didn't know they left it open this time of year, but looks like it's open. Nope, it's not open. Water's drained and everything. Okay. It's a nice area. This is Altamont, Kansas, by the way. Well, that's a nice building. Looks like a mechanic's shop or something. Very nice, though. I remember this railroad. My cousin told me once that he hopped on a freight train here and rode it all the way home to his house, which is out in the country, where the tracks go across the property. And I still remember him telling me that. I don't know if it's the absolute truth, but he says he did it. And I know another guy who put his truck on the railroad tracks and let out a lot of the air, and he rode the railroad tracks for about 6 or 7 blocks from a crossroad outside of town to just behind the high school here. And I believe he did that. He would try anything. So much for that. Anyway, I'm gonna go past the elementary school here. It's really nice too. I mean, both of their schools are excellent here. Like I say, I only went here 1 year, but it was fun. I made a lot of friends and still try to keep in touch with some of them. Some of them have passed, unfortunately, but it's just one of those things. Life goes on, you know. It's really a shame people have to go, but we all do someday. And this never been through the school itself, but I was in the gymnasium a couple of times when my daughter was in high school. That's been 20 plus years ago. And she played a basketball game over here, and it was in this building here that we're going up to, the tall building. That's a gymnasium, as I remember. They have real nice facilities here. Excellent, actually.
I don't know if you've ever heard this story or not, but I just love stories about bank robberies and old-time gangsters. This happened on July 14th, 1933, and a couple of escaped criminals from the Kansas penitentiary came into the bank and held everybody up, and a fellow by the name of Ike McCarty hustled to a little room above the vault, and where he had a shotgun and a rifle. And when they started robbing the bank, he shot one of them in the face. The other one held on for a while, threatening to take Colleen McCartney hostage. He finally shot him dead on the spot. Turns out a guy from across the street had shot out both the tires on the car anyway, so they weren't going anywhere. The Kansas Bankers Association rewarded Ike McCartney with $500 for his heroic actions. I can't say enough about Labette County High School. From the very first high school back in the 1800s to today, it's always been a good school. All of my relatives, that is, my uncles and aunts, on my dad's side of the family, all graduated from Labette County High School. I went there only 1 year, but I wish I would have gone there all 4, but I didn't. I guess I was kind of the black sheep of the family because of that. But I still have an identity with LCHS, and especially things like the basketball and the football, track, and of course the classrooms, the studies, the teachers. I remember almost all of my teachers. And then of course there's the big building, the ones with the auditorium and the basketball gym are very special to me. I have particularly good memories of those. This is the Altamont High School auditorium. It's awesome. I don't know how many people it holds, but I want to say over 1,000 people. Back in 1965, this was just about the best there could be. This is the gymnasium. Labette County High School. They played here in 1965. So as we cruise through town here, you can see there's really not much here anymore. Man, that's a sorry thing. I just wish, you know, the people could grow more loyal to their towns. My hometown, Cherryville, is the same way. About most of our downtown is gone, including the buildings, and at least Altamont has their buildings and some decent businesses like this Altamont Builder Supply. You know, that's a pretty nice little business, it looks like to me. And this place I was just in, the library, they have a lot of attendance to that. They have different schedules where they have seniors come in, they have children's hours, and it's just, people don't read books anymore. They would rather listen to them or, have something else on they're doing, particularly with electronics. Anyway, this is the downtown, and at Main Street Auto Detailing is what I'm going to come back over and see if I can interview him. He's a young man with a lot of energy, it looks like. So, see what happens with that. Otherwise, we're just getting ready to roll out of town. It's been a real nice time coming back here after so many years and seeing the town somewhat the way it was, only without a lot of businesses and so forth. One last thing I'm going to show you down here is there was an old gas station down here. I just love this station. I wasn't driving much back then, but when I did drive, mother let me use her car, I'd come to this gas station right here. It had 2 pumps, and one lady was operating the whole thing most of the time, and she was really nice. And she was, middle-aged or something like that, and they made a decent living. I think they probably lived in the house next door, I don't know. But that was something you also don't see anymore, these little tiny gas stations. It's just a shame, really. Here's the old Dollar General. Goodbye, Altamont and Dollar General. We'll see you next time. Goodbye. I want to thank everybody for spending time listening to me and watching the videos. We sure appreciate your staying with us, your loyalty, and hopefully there'll be new ones to join us soon. Well, until next time then, this is Ranger Jack, the Lone Road Ranger, saying adios.
Hey Pierre, who was that masked man? That, my friend, was the one they call a Lone Road Ranger. Look, he left a silver bullet